I want a church girl who goes to church and reads her Bible.
Hi guys, so I know this has been a long awaited video. Well, not technically the topic I'm talking about today, but just the topic of my first video altogether. A lot of people have been waiting for. So I'm here to talk about that. So today in my first video, I'm going to be talking about my stalker, quote unquote. The reason I say stalker with quote unquote is because this person did stalk me in a sense, but I know who they are, or I think I know who they are, and I have a really good idea of who they are. So we're all going to start all the way back to the beginning of all this. Basically, there was a person, and I've known them ever since, like, forever, you know. So we finally, reconnected, and we started reconnecting, and everything was going good. We would, talk and stuff. I decided that I was going to basically expose this person. Because I sent this person a funny, video. It was really funny. Okay? But it was a joke, and you could tell that I was joking. And I sent that video to them, and they basically took it, and I only did it because, like I said, it was a joke, because they think I'm a psychopath, which I find super funny, because, if any of y'all know me, I'm not, but, he basically took that, put it all over his Snapchat story, all over the place. I mean, I was so surprised shots were not being fired, directly at me, because it was that bad. So, what ended up happening was, I finally figured this out. I sent those videos to him, and he basically called me a psychotic bee on his story. Basically, just humiliated me. So I said, alright, if that's how you want to be. Because previously this kid was texting me and asked me for nudes. So I was like, boy, you gonna do that? I can literally turn this around on you and give everybody proof of when you asked me for nudes. Act like you're the victim and you know everything and go call me psychotic. I can turn it on you and literally give the full picture of the story. So, after that happened, basically, I just let it go, pretty much. I'm so sorry about that. I pretty much just let it go. Excuse me. Sorry, this current's my way. Pretty much just let it go. And I let it go, everything was good, all that stuff. And they basically blocked me on everything. And remember when I just told you a few seconds ago, I was I was going to expose them if they didn't take that down or do something about it. Well, my friend, we're going to call her, what should we call her? Mary actually knows this person, too, in real life. So, they're actually friends. So, I was like, hey, I want you to tell him for me to go and add me back or else I'm going to expose him. And if he doesn't take it down, I will expose him. So, I kind of halfway didn't expose him in a way, because I exposed him by saying that if you watched yada 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 story, you would know all about this, and if you watched the yada yada story, you would know that I am going to expose them, and you're going to know what they asked me for. So, they added me back, and they were like, hello, hello, hello. And I didn't respond because I'm like, boy, I ain't got time for you. You're worthless. You're trash. You're nothing. You're literally nothing to me, boy. Nah. So, eventually I respond, I'm like, what? And me being the bigger person, I'm just like, I'm sorry. But literally, you're the brat. You're the immature one, not me. Let's get this straight here. You're the issue, not me. But, I let it slide. So, a little bit of this goes on. Everything's good. We're just not talking to each other. And I would put things continuously on my private story. And the person's on my private story. Constantly slide up. One time they actually slid up and said, I think I said, quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I basically put on there once that, I said, don't text me, tell it straight to my face. And they basically slid up on it and said, what if I don't want to hang out or something? I'm like, bro, this isn't even about you, you know, like, bro, this just isn't even about you. So then he was like, oh, okay, you know, but like in reality it was, like, let's just be honest here. So that was all done. Fast forward to February February the 12th was Valentine's Day. So fast forward to about February, I would say the 9th, 10th-ish. This all happened basically when I went to this restaurant, okay? And I went there and I got subs. And, oops. The kid was so cute, bro. He was, well, I even have a Snapchat now, so hey, you know, it's all Gucci. But, I got whatever I was getting that night. And I thought that this kid gave this person my Snapchat because the Bitmoji looked like exactly like the person he was working with. So I'm like, hey, you know, did you give this person my Snap or whatever? He's like, no. I'm like, you know, all right. So, and it was so funny too because of how like similar that they looked. They looked like his friend and the person who like randomly added me. So the username of this person was Baba4K12. BABA 4K and then 12. Basically what ended up happening is I got messages, and the first thing they said to me was, you're cute. I said, thanks, who are you? He's like, it's a secret. On and on, wouldn't tell me who he was, and he kept saying the weirdest stuff to me. He would say, I love you so much, like, I want to marry you, I want to have kids with you, all this crazy stuff. And basically that just went on and on and on and on. And this person was very psychotic. This person was, you could just tell that there was something like not so right there. So he would just text me, and then one day I said, I know that this is you because if you weren't who I think you were, you would tell me the second letter of your name, but since you're not, I know it's you. And they sent me a blue heart, sent me a blue heart, and I'm like, this person is literally who I think it is. So I was like texting them, and they would like switch off. They'd be like, oh my god, I love you so much and all that stuff, and then they switched to, I don't want to talk to you. So they were like psychotic, like, bro, you can just tell right off the bat there's something not going right up here. So that all happened, and fast forward to my friends would add him. So my one friend, let's call him Kevin with a C. Kevin basically would go and, technically Kevin would go and he added him, right? Let's also call my other friend who starts with the E, let's call her Elizabeth. Elizabeth also went and added him recently. Let's call my other friend with the L, let's call her Lacey. Lacey also went and added this account. So basically, like I said, the person switched up. They would act so weird. And so eventually, what ended up happening was they added him back, and my friend with C, my friend C would go, and he'd text him, and he's like, hey, who are you? Because I asked him, and just to see, you know, maybe this person would explain who they are, just expose himself. And they're like, no, it's a secret. She's not going to find out. She'll find eventually. So this scared me, okay? Like, this was all fun and game and whatever. Fun and games, whatever it was, whatever this person wanted it to be. I didn't know what it was. This was gone. Everything was done, pretty much. And I asked them one night, I'm like, we were just talking and stuff, and they told me they liked me, right? Like, a lot, and they said that they loved me. So, Valentine's Day came around. I didn't get a text on Valentine's Day from them, like, at all. No text, no nothing. I'm like, you know, this is a little weird. Like, they said they loved me, but they're not going to send me something on Valentine's Day. A little suspicious to me, if you ask me. So I started asking them, like, hey, you okay? Because they would, like, not even respond to me for, like, days on end. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Eventually they responded, and they said that they told me that they don't like me anymore and that I'm psychotic. So I said, okay, you know, and I'm not. So I know who the person is, and they know that I know who they are. So that all happened. They basically, that night I asked them to FaceTime me because I wanted to find out who this person was. I was determined to find out who this Babe Before K-12 account was. So everything from that point on was okay. Everything was good for a few minutes. Basically, I asked him if he wanted to FaceTime, just because I wanted to find out who it was. Like I said, he's like, no. And he just kept sending me the red car emoji, so I'm like, bro, this is weird. They blocked me, and then they would just talk to my friend and stuff. And this person always told me that they wanted to cuddle with me, and they wanted to be like my cuddle buddy. So, basically, me and my friend, Lacey, as we'll call her, me and Lacey would go, and we had made this one account, okay? This account was called Bella Rose 461. And Bella Rose 461 was an account that me and her had made together and built up our score. Well, technically, we made like another one, but this account, Bella Rose 461, was her old account, but we like used it to communicate with him. Because he blocked some, I was determined to find out who it was, like you can't, like I'm the type of person, like when you come and you do something like that to me, or you do that, I can't let that go. I have to find out who this person is, So, what ends up happening is, basically, they're there, this is the account. We started talking to them, texting them, we added them, they added us back. At first, when they asked us who we were, it was me talking. And I tried to deny my whole existence, like they didn't know who I was, we don't know each other, we're completely opposite. So, he believed that at first. But then, really, this is where crazy stuff happens. So, we're talking and stuff, and he kept saying, I love Angelina, she's so beautiful, oh my god, I'm gonna come find her. He would say things like, he literally would say things like, I'm gonna come find Angelina, she's so pretty, will you be my cuddle buddy? Because the first thing that happened was, we were hi to this account, and I kid you not, he said, something like, who are you? And I said, I don't remember what I said, but he responded with some sort of, I look like your future boyfriend, wink. And we were like, whoa, this kid's just assuming, he doesn't know it's me. He's just assuming. And then he's like, oh, you're Angelina's friend, I should have figured. And then, me and her were like, no, we're not. What Angelina do you mean? Then he's like, Angelina Taylor. We were like, oh, crap. And then he's like, I think that's how you spell it. But in reality, he knows exactly how he spells it. He's known me ever since I was literally little. So, what actually ended up happening after that is they would just talk, we would text back and forth. He would tell her all these things about me, how much he loved me, and he would tell me off too. He would say really mean things. And what ended up happening one day is, he said, Angelina's too psychotic and stuff. And he lied, and he said that she was trying to get with him when I saw the whole conversation. She didn't try one thing. So he comes back to me, he's like, hey, she's trying to get with me and all that stuff. And I was like, ooh, girl. And I was like, ooh, sis, because I was like, hey, I don't really want you anymore, So everything was pretty much good, and they would text, and he actually asked her, he's like, come cuddle with me. And at this point, I really thought that he thought that it was me still talking to him, which it technically kind of was, but it was also my friend too. So while this is going on, we were texting and stuff, and he's like, come cuddle with me. We were like, no, and all that stuff. So after all that happened, finally, he would text us every day, and he'd be like, hey, I really like you and all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, I want to marry you and all this stuff on that account too. So what ended up happening was, they basically ended up blocking us on there because he sent her a meme. Because what happened was, he was not responding just what he did to me, kind of ghosted for a while. So then I said, hey, you dead? He goes, the Vine where it's Miss Keisha, oh my gosh, she dead. You know that one? That's what he said, in words. And then I saw it, and I'm like, okay. And mind you, this kid doesn't know it's me. So I sent him a picture of my eye, and I said, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your family, because they raping everybody out here. That meme. And so I sent that with a picture of my eye, and he's like, you have really pretty eyes. I said, no, Angelina has really pretty eyes, thinking, hey, he'll know who this is, he'll get it through his head. He goes, yeah, if only she wasn't a psycho. And I said, she's not a psycho. And I sent a picture of me in chat when we were running down the hallway fast. I sent a picture of us. So we run down the hallway and then he blocked us. And then we tried